Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to break down Elon Musk's framework for making a real impact in the world. It's this really powerful but also surprisingly simple philosophy that, honestly, anyone can apply.
So, what's the secret sauce behind someone like Musk? Well, it pretty much all boils down to this one simple but really profound mission statement. Now, this isn't just some catchy phrase, okay? It's the actual guiding principle that fuels everything he does, from building rockets to completely revolutionizing the car industry.
I want you to think of being youthful as the bedrock, the very foundation of a meaningful life. It's not about these huge, grand gestures or, getting recognized for stuff. It's about consistently adding value to the world around you, no matter how big or small. This mindset, this is the key that unlocks everything else we're about to talk about.
Okay, but Musk doesn't sugarcoat this. He's very clear that this path is not easy. Actually, he says it's one of the hardest things you could possibly do. But, and here's the kicker, he also says it's the most rewarding journey you can ever go on. It's really about trading that short-term comfort for a real long-term sense of fulfillment.
Now, here's a really interesting idea from Musk that kind of goes against the grain. Don't chase leadership. Don't chase the title. Instead, chase usefulness. You see, the most effective leaders, they're not the ones trying to get power. They're just so focused on creating real value that leadership just sort of happens. It becomes an inevitable byproduct of their impact.
So, having the right mission is really only half the battle. You also need the right mindset to actually bring it to life. And that all starts with challenging a way of thinking that's, well, pretty common, but ultimately totally flawed.
You know that feeling when you see someone else succeed and some tiny part of you feels like you just lost something? That right there is the zero-sum mindset. It's this belief that the world is like a giant pizza with a fixed number of slices. And if you want a bigger slice, well, someone else has to get a smaller one.
And this is where the magic happens. A big part of Musk's genius is his ability to see beyond that fixed pie and instead focus on just baking a bigger one for everybody. He gets the true success isn't about beating your competitors, it's about creating brand new value that benefits everyone. It's a huge shift from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset.
Just think about it. When Tesla made a really great electric car, it didn't just grab market share. It literally created a whole new market and pushed the entire industry forward. That's the power of positive-sum thinking, right? It's not about winning at somebody else's expense. It's about creating a rising tide that lifts all the boats.
Okay, so you've got the mission and you've got the mindset. But how do you get the skills and the knowledge to actually build that bigger pie? For Musk, the answer is a relentless and kind of unconventional approach to learning.
Musk's learning process is really a masterclass in how to strategically get knowledge. It's this four-step journey that starts with an idea that might seem a little backwards. Before you go deep on one thing, you have to go wide. It's all about building a solid, broad foundation, then learning from others, and using all that to figure out what truly drives you. And then, only then, do you go all in on that passion.
So why is having a broad knowledge base so important? Well, it's because it lets you connect the dots in ways that specialists, who have a super narrow focus, often can't. It's how Musk was able to take principles from physics and apply them to rocket science and create reusable rockets, something that all the experts said was impossible. It's about seeing the whole forest, not just one or two trees.
But Musk's reading wasn't just about hoarding information. No way. It was a strategic tool he used for self-discovery. He came up with this really clever system for spotting his passions and interests, and it's a system that you can use too.
Think of it like speed dating, but with knowledge. That's basically what Musk did. He'd sample a topic, read a little bit, and if there was no spark, he'd just move on. But if he felt a connection, he'd make a note to schedule a second date, for a much deeper dive later. It's a brilliant way to efficiently explore this huge landscape of knowledge and unearth what you're truly passionate about.
Learning isn't a solo sport, though. Musk is a huge believer in surrounding yourself with a ton of different perspectives. Why? Because it's in that crucible of debate and, yeah, even disagreement that the most innovative and groundbreaking ideas are forged. It's all about stress testing your own ideas and building a much stronger understanding of the world.
All right, so we've covered the mission, the mindset, and the learning process. Now let's bring it all together with the final piece of the puzzle. A simple but incredibly powerful rule that can guide your actions every single day.
This simple little phrase is the North Star that guides Musk's daily actions. It's the ultimate litmus test for a life of impact. It's not about what you get or what you accumulate. It's about what you contribute.
And that is a radical shift in perspective that can literally change everything.
At its core, this is all about becoming a net positive in the world. It's about asking yourself, hey, is the value I'm creating greater than the resources I'm using? And look, this could be anything. It could be mentoring a colleague at work, starting a community garden, or building a business that solves a real-world problem. It's a call to action to leave a legacy of contribution, not consumption. It's about being a creator, not just a consumer.
So as we wrap up, I just want to leave you with this one question. It's a question that honestly has the power to transform your day, your career, and your life. It's not about chasing success or recognition. It's about shifting your entire focus from what can I get to what can I give? Because in the end, that's the real measure of a life well lived. What value will you create today?